Presley Faith is someone most people would consider at once had it all. She had everything in her hands. Tons of followers, tons of respect, tons of love, and tons of online friends.
Okay, it's giving me a little bit of a glow. Look at the before and then look at the after.
But within a few videos and a few screenshots, people began to come for her. She has some steep allegations, so in this video we'll be getting over them and seeing if she's innocent or not. Reminder that these are allegations, but they are very serious and should be handled as such.
I'm going to the beach today and I am a little scared because I do not want my skin to get damaged at all, so we're going to be very careful with the skincare we use today.
She is also an example of how someone so young can get so popular and so famous at such a young age, but how risky that can truly be. She's also a member of the Glow House, so we'll be looking at that as that has recently gotten some controversy as well. But first, go to Coco's shop to either get these cute plushies to help Mustafa and his family, or get a really cute t-shirt or sweatshirt. All are reasonable prices and incredibly fun and cute. You will be helping raise money for a Palestinian family as well as getting an amazing item. Check it out, link in description. Also, thanks to you guys for purchasing a lot of t-shirts and sweatshirts. We'll be putting a few $100s into Mustafa's GoFundMe.
This one is the best one on the market right now. This one is my favorite because it leaves absolutely no white casting like all of those other ones do.
Presley makes very simple content. She's kind of like Paul Too Real in a way. I'm not talking about his allegations, I'm talking about the content they make. It is kind of similar. It is advice, lip syncing, showing off her new nails, simple content like that that doesn't seem like it would get you into any type of controversy. It seems like one of the easiest ways to make money if you're going to get popular off of that. You know, it doesn't require tons of stuff, and I respect that. I respect creators that are able to do things like that. But as we know, even if you are just doing simple stuff like this, it can be risky to put your face online and gain a lot of followers because you can be exposed or receive allegations, true or false, that can ruin your reputation for life and really just mess up the rest of your life.
Presley. Hi, I'm Embry.
Hi, I'm Julia.
And welcome to the Glow and Grow podcast. Today we will be talking about what our life is like as an influencer. Okay, so obviously you see that we're going on trips a lot and we're traveling the world. America, actually. But it is actually so fun. Like, it is such a reward.
Presley has even collabed with creators like Paul Too Real, which I just mentioned, because they make very similar content. It does make sense. But what happens when you are in a very common collab with someone and they get exposed for something? And we're not talking about Paul Too Real, we're talking about the other people part of the Glow House when Presley got allegations pushed her way. Recently, a lot of screenshots and videos have been circulating. Firstly, there's apparently a video which I've been looking for and found it where she apparently is with her friend at school and her friend slips the N-word, and here it is.
Romeo, you're such a party pooper.
Thank you. What? How do you
Okay, just my computer stays on.
Whenever you say that.
Why do you
Hey guys, is there anybody, can I ask, is there anybody still working besides me?
I played this a lot of times and I really could not hear it, but a lot of people have said that she does say it. You can turn the volume up and see for yourself. So I'm not going to say that she for sure said it because this is an allegation. There's no proof for it, but they do seem to react very surprised to something she said, but then again, she could have said some other term. I'm not 100%, but let me know what you hear specifically due to this video. She has been caught in multiple videos lip syncing, allegedly, I have to say probably for legal purposes, but I've seen multiple videos where she is lip syncing to songs, specifically rap songs, where she does lip sync the N-word. And usually not even lip syncing it, like she's full on singing along with it, which is also a big no-no, which I can't play for copyrighted reasons because these songs are definitely copyrighted. I mean, like, they're pretty popular songs, but you get what I mean. Here is the clip. It's kind of hard to see, but yeah, she does lip sync to it, and a lot of people are mad about that. That's not the only one. Once again, there's more clips of that, so a lot of people were like, yeah, you can't do that because you are white, and for obvious reasons. I mean, I'm gonna give my personal opinion here. I don't think you should be lip syncing along to rap songs, but there's more allegations that have been resurfacing. A lot of people have also been very mad because she has been reposting a lot of pro-Trump videos, or allegedly, obviously, because there are screenshots that have been shared, and screenshots can easily be faked. There's a possibility they could be real because Paul Too Real did also get in trouble for a similar thing, and his defense was that he just does that when any president gets power. So that has been a common theme with these type of influencers, but once again, screenshots can be faked. We'll be getting into why people are also mad at the Glow House, which she's part of, soon, because there's a lot of stuff going around there, and that's going to take a bit to cover for obvious reasons. You'll understand soon. But another reason people are annoyed with her is because she continues to collab and talk about stuff in videos with Paul. As you know, you saw the interview earlier, they do a lot of collabs, and people have canceled Paul recently for a lot of different reasons. I've made multiple videos on it. I would watch more of my most recent ones because they're more updated on the situation, but he steals videos. He has done a lot of things allegedly that are not great. There's just so many different things that people don't like about him. So when she collabs with him, a lot of people see that as her siding with him.
There was over 1 million entries, which was absolutely insane and mind-blowing, and we put them into a random picker. Exactly 20 minutes ago, the winner was drawn, and her name is Savvy. I will tag her in the caption below. Currently waiting on a response, and if she doesn't respond in about 16 hours, we will have to pass the opportunity up to someone else. So if she doesn't answer, you guys still might have a chance.
The Glow House has recently gained a lot of attention on TikTok. For those who don't know what it is, it's basically a group of influencers that make videos together, and sometimes, like you can see in this video, they choose to include people. Their whole motto is about spreading positivity. It seems like a cool idea from the start, but it's gotten more controversial as it goes on. Sometimes they will invite people, such as a cancer patient, to be part of the Glow House, which I think sounds pretty sweet. Like, when you just hear about it, like, that does sound like a pretty cool and sweet thing to do, and they make TikToks together, and there's a lot of fun influencers in it, and it's overall just seems like something fun. So you must decide. I'm not even going to give my opinion on this because I just don't want to get attacked, and I don't really have an opinion on this specifically. Do you think that this house, by the end of this video, do you think that this house is problematic or not? Just comment below.
It came to my attention that a lot of people don't really know what the Glow House actually is, which is totally understandable because we haven't started yet, so you guys haven't seen anything to understand what it actually is. Okay, so what exactly is the Glow House? I guess you can classify it as a content house. I don't want it just to be a content house. I want to be able to build this into something bigger and long lasting.
So it began when a few influencers came together and decided, hey, we should make a content house and hopefully spread positivity. At the very beginning, it doesn't seem like it would be controversial at all, once again, because it's literally about spreading positivity. But there have been tons of videos made with hundreds of thousands of likes about their experience in the house and why they don't like it. I thought that one of these members of the house would do a better job explaining exactly what it is and what it's supposed to be better than me, so I thought we'd play this before we really get into the core of the controversies.
I'm going to give you a rundown of the mission of the Glow House and what I expect to do and how I expect this to last and actually make an impact. As we all know, social media is the biggest thing in the entire world right now, basically, which can be amazing and a powerful place, but unfortunately, the internet has turned into such a negative, not safe space. And I feel like as I've grown up, the world has just gotten to be more a negative place than it's ever been.
I think it starts off pretty solid. There's nothing wrong with wanting more positivity on the internet. Obviously, I would be a hypocrite if I was like, oh, negativity is bad. I mean, negativity on itself isn't bad. It isn't bad to feel negative feelings towards a certain person or a certain creator for valid reasons. Like, it's not always a bad thing, but it can get annoying when there's just so much negativity. So it doesn't seem like it's a bad idea from the start.
So as I've said, ever since I was a little kid, I want to do something and take action on actually trying to make the world a better and more positive place. And that's exactly what I am trying to do with the Glow House. And the best way to be able to do that is us influencers get together and use our platforms to speak out. Not only speak out, but also act on it. The whole concept of the Glow House is around 5 times a year, all of us girls are going to get together and create content. But no, it's not just lip syncing and dance trends, lip syncing with positive text on the screen. It's a lot more than that. Every time all of the members get together, which by the way, the members can vary. Just because someone's a member now doesn't mean they will be later on, and vice versa. Just because someone's not a member now doesn't mean they won't be a member later on.
So yeah, there's a lot of likes on this video. It seems very non-controversial, but when you look up the Glow House, the most videos that come up on it, at least for me, maybe I'm wrong, a lot of videos that come up on it are ones just very, very annoyed towards it. Like, they feel angry feelings towards it.
Ready with me while I tell you about some of the craziest things I've experienced because I don't have hair. Starting off strong freshman year, there was a whole group chat created by basically every boy in my grade where they all just made fun of me. And then they got in trouble for it, and a kid threatened to fight me because I don't have hair.
Before we get into all the negativity, I thought we would look at some of the different members that are part of it. This girl is one of the members of the house, and overall they do like to spread, or their message likes to spread positivity, so they invite a lot of different people, some that have experienced various things in their life, such as bullying. As you can see, this girl was bullied online by a lot of different boys in her grade for not having hair and other difficult things.
I think we can all agree that the younger generations are growing up really quickly, and they're being so consumed by social media, and that's kind of raising the beauty standard and things that just aren't healthy for them. And like, yes, I recognize that the Glow House may have good intentions, but I honestly feel like it's kind of toxic and harmful. Obviously, I think their main audience is a lot of younger girls. I would say ages like maybe 12 to 15, maybe a little bit older, I'm not quite sure. I'm 20 years old and I feel like I personally am just on the top of that video. I don't really understand the glow house and the hype of like that kind of stuff. But I feel like the amount of makeup they wear and the clothes they wear and like just like I don't know, it doesn't sit right with me. And we've seen female TikTokers that are teenagers go down a really bad path in the past.
This was one of the first videos critiquing the glow house, and it really started, well, I wouldn't say this video directly, but it was one of the first that would end up kind of contributing to a start of a trend, really of backlash towards the glow house overall. This girl's main point, but she gets into some other stuff we'll be seeing soon, but her main point is that they raise very unhealthy beauty standards. I've seen a lot of people, while it does seem cool, and I'm not saying this was their intentions, it does seem cool to invite people like cancer patients and stuff like that, but the problem is that people will stitch their videos being like, I feel so bad for this cancer patient's name, whatever her name is, Brett, let's say Brett. I feel bad for Brett. She's just out there out of pity, and it just seems so mean. Like, they don't intentionally do this, but it leads to the people that are part of it getting like hate TikToks made on them, saying that they're only on there because of pity and stuff, and that would really hurt my feelings.
Going back when I was a kid and I watched YouTube and stuff before like big social media platforms existed, I was constantly comparing myself to them. And I feel like the beauty standards and like the trends and stuff are so in your face nowadays that kids can't be themselves anymore. In that video, I also mentioned like, oh, where are their parents? Like, how do they not have school and stuff? Yes, I know that homeschooling exists, but I feel like people that young should not be throwing away the in-person school experience for doing TikTok. You have your whole life ahead of you to do social media, and the fact that you're living out of your house and if your parents are with you and stuff, like even if you're just now 17 or 18, I think that's way too young to get on this career path.
I agree with her because she seems to be kind of criticizing, as we can see, Preslee Faith as well, because Preslee Faith does post videos a lot, and as she says, she criticizes them for wearing a lot of makeup, which I personally don't really agree with that point, because like social media just kind of going at the glow house specifically for this is kind of dumb, because like, let's be honest, when all of us go online, we're gonna put on probably some filters, we're gonna put on makeup, like that's kind of just the standard. I don't have anything against them. I feel like that's kind of a dumb thing to criticize them for. I mean, yes, they're kids. There's also tons of bullying online. Like, for obvious reasons, you're probably gonna wear makeup. If you don't, cool, nothing against you, but you should not hate on people for that. And I know she's not hating on them, more like criticize them strongly for that. But I do agree with like throwing away your life for social media immediately is very, very dumb. Like, immediately like quitting school and stuff for that is very dumb. I heard about this dropout recently that started making a TikTok account. Most of you guys, I don't even need to name him, know who he is. But yeah, he's been canceled pretty recently. It's just like, dang, like, I mean, what's he gonna do now?
I think doing TikTok from home is so beautiful and cool, and like it's cool to go hang out with your friends and stuff, but I feel like there's a really big line that has been crossed. I also feel like the lack of diversity is just kind of unsettling for me. And yes, they do have like diverse people in their group, but I feel like it's not for the reason we want it to be. I also don't know the exact ages of the girls, but I feel like the age gap is kind of weird, and I feel like a lot of people were invited because followers were like, oh, you should probably invite this person, like, oh, I guess we will. And I don't know, it just doesn't sit right with me, and like seeing their videos and stuff, like the way they interact with each other, it just seems really fake.
She does have some good points here, but I feel like they are probably going to act kind of awkward and fake to each other because they don't really know each other. You know, they meet up, as the girl said before, they meet up like once a year. Imagine meeting popular influencers that you know about, but you never actually really talk to, and now having to film videos with them, having to like do stuff with them in front of a camera. I would be incredibly awkward, so I can understand why it would seem kind of fake, because once again, these people aren't really friends, they're just like collabing.
And I actually had a few people from that group comment on my video. I don't even know people's names. I don't even know, like, I couldn't even name 5 girls from that house right now, but I had 2 girls and one of the moms comment on my video being like, oh, so much happens behind the scenes. I promise you it's like not all lip syncing and stuff. Like, we actually do stuff that's valuable, and I think that's great. But you should not have to have that behind the scenes. That should be out in the open for your followers to see. I don't really remember her name, but only one of the girls I actually agree with. Her videos will pop up on my feed, and it'll be like, get ready with me while I talk about mental health, and like, she'll be very just genuine, and I can just tell that she's a really nice person. I feel like the other girls are very full of themselves, which is kind of mean to say, but I really do feel like when I'm seeing them on the video, it's like just self-obsessive, and it's kind of just weird.
Welcome to the internet. Self-absorption, or absorption may not be a word, but being self-absorbed is that's kind of the thing, especially on TikTok and stuff like that. I mean, I don't know how much I can specifically agree with this video because it is kind of vague. It isn't really like super structured. Nothing against this creator. She did have some good points, but I'm not sure about this video. Let's move on to a different video.
It's true. I left the glow house. It is not an April Fool's prank, even though everyone thought it was. But a lot of you guys were hoping for an explanation, and I definitely owe you one, so here I am. The first thing I want to say, most importantly, is that there is no drama and there's no bad blood.
A lot of influencers have also been leaving. This girl clearly does not, as she said, have any drama or nothing bad happens, so there isn't really much drama coming from this video specifically, but a lot of members have been leaving recently, and some of their reasons for leaving have been a lot more negative than this girl specifically.
A lot of people online make that assumption whenever stuff like this happens, but no. Morgan and I, who left, were literally hanging out with Gianna last weekend. She's a wonderful girl. And a lot of the members are my really close friends. So let's keep it civil, guys. This is not a global conflict. This is the Glow House. And I hope that you guys can respect me and my decision. So obviously I am a content creator and influencer, but it is not my job. I don't make any money from it, and it's not my #1 priority. I have a separate software engineering related business that I haven't talked about online yet. I am a student who's working really hard to get into my dream colleges, to get my 1550 plus on the SAT, to continue getting all 5s on the APs. And I'm also a pageant competitor.
So she is pretty busy, as you can see. She has a lot of other priorities, and it makes sense if you have really good grades not to prioritize just online and your online platform, even if you are pretty popular. So she definitely seems to be making a very wise choice here, but others were not so happy about it. This girl's mainly talking about a controversy recently, and I shouldn't even call it that. People were mad at the meet and greets, apparently, that the girls weren't talking to them and interacting with them enough. It was really stupid. There were a lot of TikToks published about it. It was kind of a stuck-up, I own you type of situation, and obviously these girls are very, very young, and that's no excuse if they actually do something bad, obviously, but it does make them probably a little bit awkward. They don't know how to actually talk to followers and stuff, so they were a little bit awkward, and they probably didn't give the people as much attention as they wanted. So that led to them getting attacked online, a lot of backlash, which I find so stupid because I totally agree with this girl's point. Like, oh, sure, they have a lot of other controversies that a lot of the influencers do, but, like, they don't owe you, like, you should not be hating them online when you went to meet them and they didn't give you as much attention as you want. Like, that's such a non-problem.
They deserved
a bunch of people, followers, people that were kind of part of their friend group, people that weren't part of their friend group, once again, kind of people that weren't as popular, were invited to this thing and they didn't felt like they were kind of ignored by some of the influencers. So a girl or two trashed a lot of them online, talked bad about them, and got them some hate. What kind of annoys me recently is with, like, TikTok especially and other online platforms, it's so easy to get on and just hate on someone and get them so much hate because, like, all you have to do is record a quick, like, video. It's just so easy to, like, get mad over basically nothing. Like, the amount of things people get mad at over basically nothing is insane. Like, of course they didn't, as she said, they didn't have to invite these influencers that were so mad, and I'm pretty sure the influencer deleted the video because I could not find it. This is a very, very common thing for influencers, and it's not surprising that someone would make this comment, even if they were invited to the party. And I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like you should not have to, like, if someone does something rude to you at a party, you should, like, just because they invited you doesn't mean you can't talk about it later. What I'm saying is, like, people are always going to make up excuses to dislike you, and I'm not saying there's no reason to dislike the girls. What I'm saying is that this specific reason is just so dumb. It seems like people just want a reason to dislike them because they post sort of, some would consider cringy TikToks. So it's almost like the same situation with the sisters, is people almost just want to hate them enough that they do. Like, that enough that they spread this and act like this is more than it is.
Popular opinion, but I think the Glow House is actually going to make young teenage girls feel worse about themselves instead of boosting their confidence. Disclaimer, I'm not trying to shame these girls in any type of way, I'm just sharing my opinion. First of all, there is simply not enough inclusivity in that Glow House. I'm sorry, but having Lele, Nevaeh, and Zuza is just not enough to show inclusivity. There are no Asian content creators in the Glow House, nor are there Hispanic content creators either. Not only that, I would like to see more plus-size content creators in the Glow House as well. When you look at the comments in a lot of these videos, a lot of them are literally young kids saying that, oh, these girls literally look mean, or like, oh, these girls look like they don't even like each other anyways.
I definitely do agree on the diversity part. Diversity is always a good thing, but once again, on the fake point, once again, yeah, sure, a bunch of them may be fake, like, they could be fake, who knows, we don't really know what's going on behind the scenes, but a lot of people that have left, such as the girl we saw earlier, seem to have only positive things to say about it. Not saying that, like, she's the only voice for it, but she specifically, I mean, sure, we heard negative things about the party that happened where random people got invited, but the members themselves don't seem to dislike it. Like, I haven't seen too many TikToks of them complaining about it even when they leave. They only have positive. A bit weird because, reminder, a lot of them are like 13.
If the people that are watching your content are basically saying that you give off bad vibes, then I think it's a sign to maybe add members that actually seem nice and will spread the positivity that you claim. I definitely like the idea of the glow house. I just don't think the plan was properly executed. Since the glow house is fairly new, I'm not expecting a lot from them, but there definitely needs to be some changes, and I hope they can learn and grow from them.
And even though the group is new, I do think that if someone gets, like, if there's something leaked about them where, well, not even leaked, she has been saying the N-word and laughing about it and stuff, I don't know if she should actually be a member. I agree that, once again, if they are going to represent, like, once again, of course they're going to be awkward. I don't really agree with the fakeness, because unless there are people that are actually part of it, that have quit, that are making videos saying, oh yeah, it was so fake. There are people that have talked about, like, they don't really want to get into why they left, but they don't feel much against anyone else. Like, I've seen those videos, but unless there are people that are actually saying they're toxic, I just don't see where do you believe you, because of course people at the party, some of them will complain if they don't get enough attention from, like, the top influencers, but, like, genuinely speaking, like, I have not heard anything from any of the girls that have left it.
One time in elementary school, a girl that I was friends with told me that there was a YouTube video made about me saying that I was the ugliest person in the world. Thanks. This one also goes back to freshman year. If you can't tell, a lot of stuff happened freshman year. But basically, a girl in my class stuck something to the back of my head, and everybody was laughing, but I didn't realize, like, that she did that, so I started laughing too. And then I realized that they were all laughing at me.
I'm not going to sit here and pretend like the house is flawless. There are problems with it, obviously, but overall, it seems like at least the creators of it, because if there's have tons of controversies that I don't know about, please let me know in the comments. I did some research, but I didn't see too much. Sure, some of the members, like Presley, have a lot of controversy, but it seems like their intentions were fairly good. I mean, like this girl who had been treated like trash by so many people, which we'll be seeing some more of her stories because I just feel like it needs to be shown. She has been in a lot of their videos and they don't seem too toxic towards her. Of course, the comments are full of toxicity and, like, of course people are going to be rude to her in the comments, like, because, I mean, that's people on the internet. They love to say nasty stuff. But it is nice to see them including people, and as well as that girl with cancer. So it seems like they do have problems, but in some ways their intentions seem to be good with this house. Like, they don't seem to be trying to create a negative place. They seem to be trying to spread positivity.
So, when I was in 8th grade, I went to a really small school. There were only like 50 kids that went to my school, so keep that in mind. This was during lunch, and a kid with special needs came up to me and started making fun of me for like 2 minutes straight. Like, he was touching me and calling me names and just making fun of me, and nobody was doing anything about it. And like I said, this was at lunch, and there were only 50 kids that went to my school, so everybody saw it. I just felt really embarrassed and like almost humiliated. I knew it wasn't like his fault really because he didn't know, but it was really embarrassing. Long story short, my best friend at the time also started making fun of me. Here's another one from middle school. So one time I was sitting and eating lunch, and then this girl came up to me and she like touched my head, and after she touched me, she like ran away. So of course I was just like weirded out.
Once again, while they have problems, a lot of the stuff they are doing at the same time is very nice. Like this girl, like I know, like I'm sure we all know, middle school, terrible place, not a fun place. High school sucks too, but at least like you kind of get to choose your classes. I cannot imagine like the amount of hatred this girl got just for not having hair. Like, who cares if she doesn't have hair? Who cares what kind of hairstyle someone has? Like, just leave them alone. It's none of your business. And touching them is so weird. Like, I remember I went during COVID, and like there's this one kid that would like follow me around the hallways, and he'd be like, "You can't escape me." And like he was really, really weird for no reason. I did nothing to this kid. And I remember one time I was like walking home and he like followed me home. It was so weird. And he was like telling me how he knew where I lived and he was gonna like kill my pets. It was definitely an experience. So I have no idea, like I can't even explain how much I feel bad for this girl. And I'm just glad that this house included her and helped boost her career, help get her more followers. And sure, there's negativity towards her because of her lack of hair, but like overall she's going to get positive things out of the situation, and it seems like a cool thing. Like, maybe they are mean to her, maybe they are fake to her, but she hasn't seemed to say too many negative things about them lately. I'm hoping it's all positivity, so I feel like their intentions seem to be good, even though they're flawed.
I walked up to her and she told me that she did it as a dare. Now that I'm older, I'm able to kind of look back on these experiences and laugh just because they were so weird. But at the time, it was not funny and it was really difficult to go through those things. So this is your reminder to be kind. Anyways, that's pretty much it.
And we're gonna go off topic a tiny bit here, I know, forgive me, but I know a lot of you guys are kind of younger. You're like, I believe probably in middle school. A few of you guys definitely are. And some advice, if you did make it this far into the video, that like you will, like she says, you will look back and laugh at it. Like if you are going through a time where like people are being rude to you and stuff, you will laugh at it. Like I forgot half the things that one kid did to annoy me in middle school. Like you will literally forget about it. Like I remember thinking it was the most awful experience of my life, and then a year later, like I never saw the kid again because I think he dropped out. I don't know what happened to him. He disappeared one day, thank goodness. And I never saw the kid again. Like, you will forget about it and you will laugh about it. You'll maybe remember 2 or 3 things, but it really won't be that bad anymore. Like, it will get better. A lot of things are really temporary in life. Friends, a lot of them are very temporary. People being jerks to you are very, very temporary. And sometimes you need to focus on things that you actually care about, your dreams and stuff, because those are worth more than people and experiences at high school, at middle school, all those things. Popularity, that does not matter. Buying clothes, like I know this sounds cliche, but like buying the cool shoes, that does not mean anything in life. And you will forget about middle school, you'll forget about high school one day anyway.
I can't make all my decisions just based off of what has the most clout or audience. I have to make it based on what I love and what I believe will help me have like a tangible impact on teen girls. Pageants are a really big commitment by my choice because I want to work hard. I'm going to take you guys along with me on the whole process of preparing. In fact, during the week of the first Glow House party, I have an interview clinic, which I'm very excited about. This was a very sad and very difficult decision to make, and I'm going to continue to cheer on all of these girls forever. So if you were disappointed, I'm so sorry. I hope you can understand and respect the decision and continue to support me because
I don't believe that they've banned any members yet for like very bad reasons. Like, you know, like when someone does something bad, you get kicked out of like a movie or something. I don't believe that anyone's banned yet, but the people that have left, as you can see early on in the video or now, like they have positive things to say. It's because usually they have other things like she is part of the pageant, or you have college grades, so many different things that you have to worry about. And obviously being an influencer should probably not be at the top of your list. It's not really a fun career. I remember watching this dude give a speech in like Harvard. It might have been Harvard. It was some college. And he was talking about how a lot of influencers are influencers, not because they choose to be, but because they can't get jobs because of past videos. And that like disturbed me. Because I was like, dang, like that hit hard. I was like, dang, like that's a scary idea. Imagine you literally can't get a job anywhere. And I'm not saying these girls are problematic. I'm not saying they couldn't get jobs. I mean, sometimes social media can definitely help you get a job. What I'm saying is like the influencers that like post something problematic early on, I mean, like it can ruin you for life. Like if it goes viral enough, like you won't be able to get a job. Just imagine like that's your only option, being an influencer, and like now you hate being an influencer. You know, you're infamous and you hate it. Like that would definitely be a life to live. I am not surprised that the Glow House is not beloved because it's kind of obvious. Like if you have a bunch of very, very famous or very, very popular influencers, a few of them are definitely going to get into controversy. I mean, it's like 1 out of 2 influencers, I swear, that gets into something, and then they'll represent the Glow House. I've seen TikToks calling out people, but they don't say their name. They say someone, a member of the Glow House, and then, you know, they're representing it. So if they make a bad decision, they're representing it. So I'm not one bit surprised that people dislike it because there's so many different reasons why this would go wrong, but from the core, I've said this a million times, but I'm just going to summarize basically the point that I made this video. But from the core, I don't think that they have bad intentions. Let me know what you think about this video. Give me your thoughts on the Glow House. Give me your thoughts on Presley. Give me your thoughts on everything. Just please be respectful in the comments. And yeah, really let me know what you think. I'm interested to what my audience has to say about this because it definitely is an interesting topic. And you guys have asked for it a few different times, so I figured now is a good time to cover it.